Okay, in these next three problems, we will be multiplying fractions. You can look at your notes for multiplying fractions to get the steps there. The first step that you want to do is change it from a mixed number to an improper fraction. And in this case, we're going to do 6 1/8. And we're going to do popcorn to show that. 6 times 8 plus the 1. So what you're thinking right here is 6 times 8 plus 1. 6 times 8 is 48. That rhymes. I love that. Plus 1 makes it 49, and that becomes our numerator, and our denominator will stay the same. You cannot change that. I'm going to copy the multiplication sign. And in this, we're going to do popcorn again. 5 times 7 plus 1. And so 5 times 7 is 35, plus the 1 is 36. And our new numerator will be 36, and our denominator will stay the same. Now we're going to do some multiplying. But before we multiply, step 2 says to simplify. So we're going to start by simplifying the 7 and the 9. You're thinking about common factors, and so this is our little thought bubble happening over here. 49 and 7. What are some common factors there? 7. So let's go ahead and divide 7 out of the numerator and the denominator that we're looking at. So this is just us thinking. 49 divided by 7 is 7. And 7 divided by 7 is 1. So this is kind of what's going on in our brain as we cross cancel. So we're going to cross off that 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And 49, remember, divided by 7 was 7. So we'll put a 7 there. 8 and 36, wow, those really sound like they could also be a way to reduce those and simplify early on. So 8 goes into, I do not believe it goes into 36 evenly, but I think that 4 is a great factor there. Let's start with 4. So we're going to do our thought bubble over here on the side again. We'll put 36 because that is our numerator here, and 8 is our denominator, and we're looking about simplifying those. So let's divide top and bottom by 4 and see if that works. 36 divided by 4 is 9, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Well, that looks like we could definitely simplify those. So let's apply what we just did here into our problem, and we'll divide 4 out of the numerator and the denominator. 36 divided by 4, remember we did that right here, so we're going to cross it off and put 9. 8 divided by 4, we did that right here, cross the 8 off, and we're going to put 2. Now, our new problem here has 2 new numerators and 2 new denominators. That's exciting. So what we're multiplying, our next step is to multiply straight across for our numerator and our denominator. So we're multiplying 7 times 9 and 2 times 1. Okay, 7 times 9, whoa, that's a big number, 63, and 2 times 1 is 2. Wow, that looks improper to me. We cannot leave it like that. We're going to have to do top dog in the house and do 63 and 2 on the outside. Now you're asking yourself, how many times does 2 go into 6? 3 times, Miss Brearley. Fantastic, that's 0. Well, 2 can't go into 0, so let's bring that 3 down. 2 goes into 3 one time, and that's 2. There's 1 left over. We're going to take that left over, and it's going to become the numerator of our fraction. The denominator is not allowed to change. You can't cut it up anymore. So denominator is 2. And our answer is 31 1/2. And that is correct. That was a lot of work. So let's look back at that for a second. I'm going to go ahead and start writing 24 while you look at 23. And 24 is 2 2/3 times 2 1/4. Okay, once again, we are popcorning it out to change it from being a mixed number to an improper fraction. So here we're doing 2 times 3 plus 2, not 1 anymore. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and our new fraction is 8 over 3. Don't let that denominator change. All right, now we've got 2 times 4 plus 1. So 2 times 4 plus 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And our new denominator there, sorry, don't change that denominator. It's 4. All right, we've got 8/3 times 9/4. We can simplify because that's step number 2. Remember, like we simplified up here, we're looking at common factors for some of them. I love 3 and 9. I'm thinking in my brain that they definitely have at least a common factor, and that common factor is 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to divide 3 out. 9 divided by 3, we're going to write a 3 down because that's what it equals. 3 divided by 3, we're going to cross that out and we're going to put a 1. So we divided 3 out of 9 and 3. Next thing we got is 8 and 4. Oh my gosh, they also have a common factor, and that is 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Super fantastic. We are going to do our next step, which is numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. 2 times 3 for our numerators, and 1 times 1 for our denominator. And in that case, we get 6 over 1, which equals 6. Awesome. That was nowhere near as hairy as that last problem. Let's do 25 because we're on a roll. All right, 25 is 7/8 times the whole number 16. Well, we're going to have to change that 16 that's a whole number into a fraction. In order to do that, we're going to put it over 1. Bam, just like that. Now I'm looking at my cross to see if I can cross cancel 7 and 8. They don't seem to have common factor. 8 and 16. Well, I know 8 times 2 is 16. So our common factor for 8 and 16 is 8. We're going to take 8, divide it by 8, and get 1. I like to do this in a different color. And get 1, and then we're going to take 8 and divide it by 16 and get 2. Remember, just to remind you, the little process that happened over here is 16 over 8. We divided it by 8, and we got the 2 as the numerator right here, and the 1 as your denominator right there. So, take it and multiply our numerators. 7 times 2, and 1 times 1. And our new fraction is 7 times 2 as your numerator, so that's 14, and 1 times 1, which is 1. Wow, that looks just like that. So I know when there's a number over 1, 14 is going to be our whole number, and that is going to be our answer. Awesome job. We are done.